I guess the first time I fantasized about dying, I was about 11. I didn't tell anyone because I didn't think that my feelings were important enough to anyone. I mean, I just felt so bad. I know now that words like hopelessness, despair, they described what I was feeling, but they wouldn't have meant much to me then. I mean, sometimes it was better, but sometimes it was worse. I just felt so bad. Yeah, now I'm 21.
Nobody ever gave a fuck, man. I mean, nobody believed that I had like a genuine problem, you know. They just thought I was a bit of an arsehole. So. I wasn't very good at school either. Caused a lot of trouble, I guess. Yeah, and I got into a fair bit of trouble at home too. Started smoking the old man's dope when I was about 12. Just, I suppose it helped me forget about things that were going on in my life. And, that was a bit of fun at first too. Then just sort of snowballed from there.
How did people see me? Peculiar, nutcase. I don't know. I guess people just thought I was a difficult kid. You know, I was unusual. A general pain in the ass. My mum used to say, "Why can't I have a normal one?" Yeah, that hurt a lot. I couldn't talk about how I felt. You know, I just was really depressed for all that time.
A study commissioned by the World Health Organization predicts that by the year 2020, depression will be the second leading cause of death and disability across the world. It's due to a lot of things: family and community pressures, the rapid change in lifestyles we now experience, unemployment, abuse, high rates of family breakup. The costs, the implications are incalculable.
Depression is under-recognised in young people and sometimes not appropriately treated. A quarter of young people will get some sort of experience of depression during their lifetime. And the first episode of depression, and we're talking here about serious adult type depression, occurs with a mean age of about 15 years. Girls, on the whole, tend to get depression earlier than young men. It's essential we learn to recognise typical depression, like Kelly's, and atypical depression, like Guy's, in young people as soon as possible and encourage them to seek appropriate support and treatment. It could save their lives.
Quitting ain't the answer that you're looking for, but don't throw it away. You just gotta talk. You just gotta talk.
Depressed young people present with no energy, sadness, irritability, somatic complaints and social withdrawal, and often with loss of interest in activities they normally enjoy. They may suffer eating and sleeping problems and have difficulties concentrating. Depressed mood and depressive illness have been associated with other behavioural and emotional problems. These include anxiety, disruptive behaviour, conduct disorders, school-based problems, and substance abuse.
In a Commonwealth-funded special service for depression, Out of the Blues, more than 75% of the young people scored in the moderate to high range for clinical depression. What interested us was that nearly 60% of them also scored highly on anxiety. And it appeared to us that those who scored highly on anxiety and depression were using non-prescribed drugs in some kind of attempt to make themselves feel better.
Everyone just kind of wiped me off as a bit of a druggie, really. A bad kid, a real no-hoper. I suppose the truth is I just sort of felt hopeless, you know, useless, a real failure. And I didn't know how to make myself act or feel normal. And I mean, nobody gave a shit, so I thought, what the hell?
I started running away I drank to get drunk. They put me into a psychiatric hospital because I wanted to kill myself. It was terrible. I mean, all sense of individuality and self-respect was just taken away. After a few months, I felt myself slipping into a comfort zone, and I was completely detached from the life of a normal 16-year-old. I was discharged from hospital. I went home and I was completely lost. I dropped out of treatment, but I still felt desperate.
But don't throw it away. You just gotta talk.
Why would I want to go to a place where they don't give a shit? I mean, you're just a number to them, really. And I mean, they only listen to you because they're getting paid to. And I don't think they really care anyway.
What I'm looking for is a bit of understanding, you know? Someone who will actually listen and help with my problem, not just give me a couple of pills and say, I'll see you next month, you know? It's got to be personal, you know?
Mental health services are not traditionally inundated with young people coming to them. And if they do come, they may not be there willingly. And if they don't want to be there, they can be very difficult to engage. Getting them to come back, of course, may be very difficult depending on what sort of relationship you made with them in the first place. But if you don't get it right the first time, you may not get a second chance. The big trick, of course, is to identify the problems in the first place. Young people may not present in the way that you expect.
Did your boyfriend split? Did your girlfriend dump you? The solution to it all is not to crumble. It's not
I found it really hard to sleep at nights, and some days I'd feel really pissed off, and other days I just wouldn't get out of bed or talk to anyone. And I tried dope. Kids said it would help.
Drink on weekends, smoke a few cones, you know. Pills if I can get them. Ease, whatever's round.
I felt tired all the time. Didn't want to go to school. I couldn't think straight, you know, concentrate. I didn't know they had a name for it. They called it depression.
It started with me not wanting to eat, and I just didn't enjoy it. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep again.
I was irritable. People said I was moody. I found it harder and harder to talk to people, and I just felt like lashing out all the time.
I just felt my confidence go straight down the drain.
I couldn't work out why everyone else around me just seemed to be out enjoying themselves, but I wasn't.
I didn't know it was the beginning of depression. I didn't feel depressed at first, but I knew I started to avoid things that stressed me out. I got told I was stressed.
Then I had to go to this doctor, right, because I'd taken some pretty bad stuff. And he says to me, well, maybe I'm not a total fuck up. You know, maybe there is something more to the way that I feel. I told him to get real because there was just no one I could talk to about, you know, any of my problems. So he gives me this number to call.
Quitting ain't the answer that you're looking for, but don't throw it away. You just gotta talk.
The good news is things do get better with the right help. There are many recognised treatments for depression. The most common is antidepressant medication. Certainly medication can have a most beneficial effect, but it's only part of the treatment. Therapy or counselling is the other half.
The start of therapy is always awkward. I mean, it's like undressing in front of a stranger. All your innermost thoughts and feelings just are brought to the surface.
I must admit I wasn't too wrapped in the idea of going to see a therapist. I mean, there's some things that I know that I do or did that I suppose people see as being pretty stupid, and you just don't want to talk about them, you know. So but it's helped me get back in control of my life, which is good, and I've built up a lot of confidence, and he understands what's happening to me, which is good, and I suppose more to the point, it's made me understand, for my own sake, that I'm not a bad person, and that I'm not stupid either.
The most popular non-medication treatments are cognitive behaviour therapy and interpersonal therapy. Most young people will need some kind of ongoing supportive therapy, even if they don't agree to a course of special therapy. In some cases, one of the styles of family therapy may also be appropriate. Whichever style, the most important thing is that the depression is being addressed, and then the client and therapist work together to change negative thinking patterns that have probably been there for a long time. And along the way, a lot of problems get solved.
Oh, my therapist is excellent. We talk so much the time goes really quickly, and I feel I can tell her anything. She's more like a friend, interested in the whole person.
Well, I don't seem to bottle things up anymore, and I just find it a lot easier to talk with Mum and Dad.
I talk to make myself feel better, because I know if I don't, I won't feel better. A couple of days after I've seen him, I feel better, because it helps to, get it off my mind.
But don't throw it away, you just gotta talk.
Someone like Kelly may willingly commit to regular therapy sessions in a traditional mental health service or practice. But someone like Guy, who has made a career out of avoiding anything he remotely associates with responsibility and reliability, may need a special approach.
There was this one time I missed an appointment with him, and he calls me at home and he's like, "Oh, what's up? Where are you?" Which is, nobody's ever bothered to do that before for me. So this other time, I remember it was pissing down with rain, and so he asked me how I'm going to get home, and he pulls out this cab voucher, and it was like, nobody's ever, not only did he care enough to do that for me, but he trusted me.
Sometimes young people find it difficult to talk with a therapist in a formal or enclosed space.
Well, once we went for a walk along the beach, and a few other times we've had coffee in a cafe.
She's been a great friend to me. She rings me up and we have some good talks. It's been really helpful. It's like a whole new world.
They've been really good. Casual, Just give me a kick up the arse if I need one instead of letting me sit there and feel sorry for myself. They've been really, really good.
It's life churning over, it'll come back round. Learn to hang tough to keep your ground.
Once young people start to experience change or even success, they need to start to utilise the great community supports that exist in the new world that they're discovering. Things like hobbies, or groups, art, work or sport. Activities that can get young people back into life. Particularly activities that can be enjoyed without harm. Young people will even be able to deal with situations involving things like aggression and anger, which in the past would have resulted in severe consequences.
I never thought I could say no to my mates for anything. I think they were pretty shocked that I actually put my job before fun, I suppose at least what I used to think was fun. So, but it's getting easier. I hate to admit it, but I suppose I actually dig working. It's good to have somewhere to go every day. And now I'm back in control of my life. I don't feel like I need to, go out and kick someone's head in just because I can do it. You
just gotta talk. You just gotta talk.
I do my own therapy now. When I'm feeling angry or scared, I turn all the negative energy into positive energy. I write things down. I exercise. Anything I can think of that's positive, I'll do. I've learnt to redesign my thoughts to get the best results, and most of all to be aware of what I was thinking, because a lot of depression it can be habit.
Depression, anxiety, mental health problems in our society must be recognised, accepted, talked about and managed. It's up to us all to make sure that our young people understand that getting out of the blues isn't as hard as they think, if we're there to support them. Everybody has a role to play, just by being there. The hardest part is taking those first steps towards treatment.
If I hadn't have experienced it myself, I wouldn't have believed it. I mean, this style of support therapy, it's really helped me get back on track. I know it sounds a little bit cliche, but I can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a bright, happy yellow. It's not blue anymore.